Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be my Tri-C Capstone Experience 2025 in the summer. So there's a bunch of assignments here. I'm going to run through them. This is off my blog, as you can see. So I have a number of assignments to get through here. Let's just get into it. A is record 2 songs with Plumshed, formerly Hard Drive. They have their 2 songs picked out. I've been sitting in on a couple jams. They both still need some practice. As of June 13th, that was a few days ago, but they're both completely written. They just want to get it tighter. I'd like them to get it tighter too. They really want these songs to have still a live feel to them, which is fine for me because I love recording like that. I have a whole plan for this we'll go over later for just the whole summer. Moving on to the next project, it's going to be a mix down. Now, I wrote this as a little bit dated. I wanted to work on something I actually like, so I chose the song Semantics by Porcupines. It's just a standard hard rock, heavy metal song, crunchy guitars. Here's my session actually for it. So you can see there's a total of 40 tracks in here. I'm not using quite all of them, but drum triggers are already there. I've done one layback mix right here. I thought it was sounding pretty good. I did a top-down method mixing where I just threw a compressor on the mix bus and then I started going to all the buses and doing compression and EQs and just processing that way. As you can see, there's still a little bit of work to be done, but sparse, and I think a lot of the tracks sounded good on their own, so I was going to keep them. And we'll just segue back into the next project, which is going to be a location recording. And for this, I'm choosing one of my bands, Strange Messenger. We practice in a basement in Little Italy, so I'm just going to record our practice. I have an idea here with the kick snare. I wanted to do 2 toms and an overhead. I have an 8-channel interface that I'm going to do this with, the Behringer UMC. I'm debating also just going with a Glenn Johns method for the drums. And I'm going to have a room mic connected to a Tascam cassette machine. Now here is the Strange Messenger Bandcamp. That's our real record. It's a few years old at this point, but we have done a recording similar to this in another basement, actually, funny enough. That was recorded by Alan Grandy. So this is really going to be my reference here for the location recording project. And the final one, which is another YouTube tutorial, not this one, but something that I know about. I'm playing with the idea of a microphone shootout. I have a recording studio, Dirty Revolution, in Cleveland, Ohio. Maybe I can do some of the mics that we have here, try some different preamps. I'd like to do that anyways, so that might be where I'm going. I might throw around a couple other ideas as well. But this is the main idea. Now here's the plan. The weekly plan. Work on the mix, which I've been doing. It's about done as of this recording. Rehearsing with Plumshed. We didn't get to record on this date, but that's okay. I think they could have used it for the practice, but this is the only day I can afford to not record them. Now this is their Spotify. They have 2 singles out, which are doing pretty well for not having a promotion budget, and that's great to see them growing organically and by word of mouth. Their music can be described as indie, alternative, with a strong emo influence, especially in the lyrics. The 2 songs we'll be recording, fundamentally though, kind of differ from that. There's more classic rock influence and chaos happening, which I really appreciate in the music. I like that they're doing it live. These should be fun sessions. But I've worked with them before in my studio, and I think this is going to go well. The songs are solid. This upcoming week, I need to do this location recording with Strange Messenger and begin tracking with Plumshed. This will take us into the next week where I have to continue tracking, really trying to get solid rhythm tracks, and finish my YouTube video, which is probably going to be that microphone shootout. That video will be conceptualized and pre-production will happen all while we're finishing up tracking. When we get into July, I'm really going to focus on finishing tracking with them and starting my mixes. Because in addition to that, I need to begin my YouTube video and start filming and doing post-production on that. So really by July 18th, I want to be completely done in the studio and just have a good 10 days to mix everything. I plan on using some open lab time at Tri-C Metro. I know I'm going to want to experiment with reamping the bass signal, which I'm going to record direct, and they just have amazing resources to use. So the semester will wrap up by July 28th, so I have to get those 2 songs in regardless, and then finish anything that needs touch-ups. So all of the projects I will be turning in at the end of the semester, but I will be turning them in weekly, just to keep myself on track here. That's the main purpose of this plan. So back to my homepage here. You can go check out my blog at dirtybill99.wordpress.com. I'll be posting weekly updates about the semester and how my projects are going if anyone has any interest. Peace out.